Beautiful.
It should be. Yeah, you are ready to go.
All, all right. Thank you. Thank you, Donnie. So before I start, I just want to say a big thank you to Victor and our community for bringing this conference together. I mean, the positive side of it is supposed to be 365 Saturdays, supposed to be a local event, but the good thing that happened is we are now getting access to the global best contributors. So everyone chip in with their expertise and their passion, and which is always good. So after that, uh, today, the session that I'm doing is on running projects like a rock star in today's disrupted world. And if anything is correct these days, the the correct word is disrupted. Uh, and we will see how what we can do to make our projects up and running by using the technologies and different practices. So, brief introduction about myself. My name is Faraz Qureshi, and I am a solution architect for Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. I'm based in Sydney, Australia, working for one consulting company. And my LinkedIn profile is mentioned here, and I also do blogging, and most of the time publish it on the LinkedIn as well. But the blog address is fq365.cloud. Um, uh, I came to Australia almost 5 years ago, but I'm originally from Pakistan. And before coming to Australia, I got the chance to work in 6 different countries in Middle East and North Africa. My career background, as most of you shared, came from different areas. I started as Java developer, to be honest, and then for some reason went into the project management almost 8 years ago. I keep doing the project management for my customers onto different projects, and then someone told me, "Oh, you are a good project manager." And then I did my PMP certification also, and started taking project management seriously. Then when I moved to Australia, I got the opportunity to work on project for a company which is more focused towards doing the project and portfolio management solution. So that gives me actually a little leverage also, because it was first of all my passion to get into project management, and then secondly doing or providing a tool to assist the project managers to do the better project management was always fun. So now had done project services implementation also, a few of them in Dynamics. So which is of course another awesome project and portfolio management tool. And we will see it shortly. Before we start, just want to remind you that we are recording this session, and hopefully we'll be sharing the recording with everyone. One more time reminder, mute your mics if it is not. And but if something resonate with you during the session, something which is of your interest, so any questions that pops up, you can use chat. Put it in the chat window, and towards the end of the session, I'll be happy to answer your questions, or anyone who is present can answer those questions as well. So yeah, in the last, I would request everyone to please fill out the survey, which is important for me because that will help me improve my sessions and doing the presentations like these better for you. All right, the agenda. The agenda for this session is I divided into 3 different areas actually. So first of all, we will be discussing what is the project service in Dynamics 365. There are different modules, as you know, covering different requirements. But we will see specifically and will focus on the project service itself, what it is offering to us, and how we can take advantage of these services. And the next item that I want to cover is staying agile for your project. Of course, we are living in the world which is very uncertain. We don't know what is going to happen. Frankly, we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. What is going on today is more convincing us to go and adopt agile methodology for doing our projects. We can't do the planning for several months. We can't capture the requirements for several months. We have to go in agile. We have to pick and divide the project into small pieces and go and attempt that one by one. And then in the last, I will be sharing a few things that we can do using MS Teams. Like we are using MS Teams now for our this conference, and I will show you how we can use MS Teams for doing your project management better in project services. Next slide. Everyone working from home and these days has shown us so many things. Nobody has think of what we are facing today. If I ask anyone 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, what is the disruption? People might be in the debate, might be giving few different examples that disruption is like some competitor comes in and start selling a product that you are selling. Yeah, it is a disruption, but times like these today, nobody was expecting that. And believe me, it's going to change a lot of things. The way we work, the way we do our projects, the way we collaborate and coordinate with each other is going to be changed. And there are positive things also, like the technology is evolving. We will be leaving behind the on-premises thing, most of the things. Nobody will like to go to the office. Maybe it will be an opportunity to business to cut down their cost in maintaining big downtown offices. So, but there are also some challenges. The challenges are like this is reality with me. And sometimes I struggle. I've been working from home for the last 3 weeks now, and after office hours, yeah, it's still I still feel like I'm still at office, and it's very tiring. But things can be improved if we are getting used to the things now. The way we were used to conduct our team meetings is changed now. We are adopting new ways of sharing and collaborating, and this the same thing we have to adopt for doing the project management. So first of all, before going deep into the project service, I just want to cover the basics of customer relationship management. I know a few of us that are attending this session or who will be listening to this recording later might not have the background what Dynamics is. So Dynamics, Microsoft gave this product almost 20 years ago, and it started as CRM, Microsoft CRM. And that the main purpose of the CRM was to, as you can understand, is the database of all your customers, their contacts, and the activities that you will be performing to engage with your customers will be dealt or will be under this software. It is started simply like that, but over the time it keeps improving. A lot of advanced things comes into the play. Now Microsoft is saying it is customer engagement. It's not just the customer relationship management. It's not about only having the contacts and having the account details or the products a customer has bought from us. It is the entire end-to-end customer engagement. We know that there are different modules that are part of customer engagement. We can do sales automation, we can do marketing automation. We saw one session in this conference also on marketing. There are a few other planned for field services and customer services also. Yes, these are the different areas that are part of customer engagement. But another area which is present in the product itself is project service. And what is project service? Um, a lot of organizations, especially like in consulting, in IT, who are in the business of customer will come and ask for their requirements, and then we will get into a contract with with our customers in which we will capture their requirements, build a solution, deploy it, and then invoice them. Similar to this is also relevant if it comes to construction. When you go for a construction, they ask you, okay, what you want to build, okay, what are your requirements, how much budget you have got. They propose you few different options, you will pick and choose one of them, sign a contract, then they will start doing the projects for you. And during that project execution, of course, what they want is to keep track all the communication, all the engagement, everything that they are sharing with you, documented, not only documented, transparent, in which they can see what is the forecast for the project, what are the risks that are present in the project, what is the status, they are on track in terms of their budget, or they are running over the budget, all these things. And over the period of time, this thing has changed as well. So like we know that project management in the beginning was all about uh, 2 or 3 different KPIs, like your cost is in control, your schedule is in control, and you're delivering the scope. Now it is more than that. People don't care about the cost, they don't care about the schedule, they care more about their stakeholders. We know engaging with your stakeholder is more important than any of those KPIs. And how you can engage? Come on, we are living in this world where we can't even engage with our colleagues. We can't even engage in our daily routine. We can't go out and do the normal stuff. How we are going to engage with them? Yes, we have to adopt. We have to change ourselves. We have to think differently, come up with approach in which we can engage better. And this is something which is not new. This has been in the discussion for last 4 5 years. Microsoft, not Microsoft, sorry, PMI gave this a stakeholder management thing in the PM Box 6 version, which is the latest one. 2 years ago. Before that, nobody was talking. Even PMI was not talking about the stakeholder management. They realized that this is one thing which is important. We know everyone um, how important it is to communicate. We were using Skype before, right? Now we have Teams. We were using the SharePoint before. Now we have better infrastructure to collaborate. Things like that. This technology, the things that were present in the past, like 1 or 2 years ago, still we are going to use it, but we are going to use it more and more and more. So coming back onto the project services automation, what it covers, different scenarios, different use cases. It starts from opportunity management, where your customer comes in, ask for their requirements, share their requirements, and ask for the quotation from you. You will go back, ask your estimators, your pre-sales guys, okay, this customer want to have this solution, what kind of licenses we have to provide them, what kind of how many days it will take from an architect, from a project manager, from a developer, and all the different people. We have to start preparing an estimate from the beginning, and then share that estimate with the customer. When the customer say that, okay, yeah, this is good and I'm happy to go forward, they sign a contract. And once they sign the contract, the next step starts. We assign a project manager. What the project manager do? They start the project planning. How they start the project planning? It is still the same. It has been going on for the last at least 10 15 years. How you do the project management? First thing, you have to understand what are the requirements. You divide your requirements into the items that are easily trackable, that you can identify into small pieces. For example, if you're constructing a house, okay, we will put the foundation, then we will put the frame, then we will put the interior, then we will do the other fixtures. You divide the things like that. And you also identify, okay, who will be involved. We will need an electrician, we will need a plumber, or if it is an IT project, we need a developer, we need a change manager, and all that. We identify those roles, we estimate their efforts, and start doing the planning. Then the next role starts when the project manager do that activity. Then the next role comes from the team members themselves. They start doing their work. When they start doing the work, they will report the progress. Okay, project manager, I have completed task ABC, or what is my next task for the next week? He will start asking these things, and the team member has to get involved. Has a team member will need a tool where they should know what are their assignments and where they will report their progress. This is also covered in PSA. This is part of project services. Then time and expense. Some of your projects will involve T&M nature of a contract. For example, okay, I will bill you only for the travel that I will do for your project. So it means whenever I'll use a taxi or I fly from one place to another, then I'm going to bill you that expense. Okay, fair enough. There might be a few incidents like in which you have to book the resources which are an asset for you. So when you are giving an asset from your pool, for example, you have one excavator. You are in the construction. You have an excavator, and your project requires that. You want to rebook that resource, and you are going to bill your customer as per the usage. So these are the things. These are the real life things. Uh, PSA covers that. And then based on your fixed price cost or your T&M based cost, PSA provides you the option to do the billing based on different billing options that you have been using in your project, and that is also part of PSA. And at the end, of course, your end customer would be interested in will be interested to have project status reports from you, from your project manager. And when we say that status report, it means project manager will need to keep track of different factors that plays important role in the project, and then report the progress on your project in the status report with your customer. And this is also part of your PSA. So I just talk about these things very briefly. All these functions are quite rich, and these business processes that are present in PSA are based on best practices. It fits in most of the organizations, but it also allows you to do the customizations. If your organization is doing the project differently, of course, you can customize it based on your requirements. Next slide. So next, what I want to do is do a small demo. I want to show you the things that I just talked about PSA so that you can see what it is. So everyone can see my screen. All right. So first of all, I'm just logged in onto one of my demo environment. In this demo environment, I have entered some data just to showcase or to do the demonstration today. So as I said, in the PSA, you have different areas. It starts from sales. When we say it start from sales, it means that the customer will walk in and will ask you the estimates for a certain job. That is counted as an opportunity. So we can start with a new opportunity. We can capture, okay, this customer is interested in having a modern digital workplace for themselves, and the other information regarding the customer, we can all capture that. Who are the stakeholders, who are the competitors in this deal, and who is involved from sales point of view. We can capture all that information. And then in the opportunity line, we can capture, okay, what is involved in delivering this piece of work? Do we need consulting? Yes, we need that. It is the billing will be on time and material basis. Subscription cost, it will be one time. Every year you have to pay a fixed price. Um, yes, we can capture that. And then from the process point of view, you can mark that opportunity as one, or you can also go ahead and then start preparing the quotation for your customers. When you prepare quotation for your customers, again, in the quotations, you will have different line items that you thought will be required as part of your project. You have included those. And then, as I said, you can move forward in the process and mark that quotation as one. And when you do that, what the system will do, it will convert this quotation into a project contract, which is this one. Now, all these things that I'm showing, starting from opportunity or quotation or project contract, you can bypass anything at any time based on your scenario. You can tailor the entire system. You can say that, okay, no, I will not start from the opportunity. I will start from the contract directly. Or you can say that, okay, no, I'm doing the projects internal for my organization. I don't have any customers that are coming from outside. I'm running a PMO, project management office, and we have projects that we are doing internal to our organizations. How we can do that? Yeah, we can also bypass the entire sales process. So we can come directly into the area which comes under the projects. And when we do that, just be mindful. Who is your customer at this time? Still, you have a customer, and your customer is your project sponsor. When you are a project manager, you are still serving someone. You are still giving your services to achieve a project for someone. Someone is giving you the budget. Someone is making sure that what you are delivering can go into operation after you finish your work. Someone will make sure that the resources that you need are available. All those people are your stakeholders, and you can mark all of them as your customers, and the system allows that. So as we saw in the beginning, in the sales, we have one entity called customers. We can create a customer which is an internal stakeholder for us. For example, marketing director is our customer. We are doing a project for him. We are building a website, and we are creating a project for them. So you can bypass the process at any point in time, depending on your business scenario. So next thing I want to show is if you got your opportunity and you got your code converted into a contract, what you can do. Once the project is converted into a contract, it will become a project in PSA. But you can bypass. You can create a project directly from here. If you're following the entire process, it will definitely help you, because you can go back and trace it back from where this starts. What was the opportunity in the beginning? What we code them? What are the different options we discussed in the beginning? You can always track back to the beginning. But if you want, you can start a project directly at any point in time. So here, this is a screen to start a new project. You will capture the basic metadata of your project, and then rest of the details will come also. So I'll just fill in basic information to create a project here. And hit the save button. And it is now creating a project. So the project is created. The next thing I can do is start doing rest of the things. So you can see the next tab is for the schedule. Here I can put my schedule, the detailed schedule. What are the different activities involved? How the project will start? What are the different tasks we will do? We can do the resource assignments. Before that, we will select the team. Who are the team members who will be working on this project? We can select from here. And once we select the team, once we build the team, we can start doing the resource assignments. So we can pick the task from the schedule, assign them to one of our resources. A lot of different things we can do. You can see this rate. This is a custom entity. This is not part of the standard PSA, but just to show you that you can build your own RAID registers for risk, actions, issues, and decisions, or whatever. You can have your own risk management methodology in your organization. You can customize the risk register, how you want to maintain it, how you want to capture it. What is the escalation process? You can have a process. For example, if a risk is high priority and it is very critical, it should get escalated and it should be raised to the management. We can do that. So these are the things that comes under the customization, but this rate register, as I said, is not part of the standard PSA. Uh, then different options like having the work breakdown structure, doing the tracking, how you're tracking in your project against different factors like cost, against the time. You can see it from here, like against the effort, against the cost, how you're tracking in your project. This you can capture from here, which is really good for our project managers. The next thing I want to show you is resources. You can define the resources from here also. In the system, you can integrate, as you know, you can integrate with your Active Directory. It will pull all your users automatically. Every user will be treated as a resource. And what next you have to do is assign a role to that person. For example, one of the user in your organization is an architect, or he's a project manager, he's a developer, or whatever. You have to assign them the roles that you can do from here, and then start using them into the projects. And while we are doing that, there are different other factors. I will not go into the detail, very basic, because this itself might take entire day if we start talking about the resource management. Very basic, we can define the resources, generic resources, or the user name resources, or we can have resources like, for example, an equipment or a facility that we are giving on hire to our people, to our customers, things like that. So we can define all kind of different resources. We can mention what is the start date, end date. This will help you. If you mention this information, will help you in scheduling, because if the resource start date is in the future and you want to engage them in your project now, the system will stop you in doing that. This is all intelligent thing, part of the system. uh, After that, I just briefly show you the schedule board. So schedule board is, as we were discussing the resources, schedule board gives you a picture of the schedule of your resources. You can have a daily view, you can have weekly view, you can have monthly view, and it shows you how your different resources, that might be user resources, or that might be generic resources, or a facility, or a material resource. Everything can come under this, and we can see what are their engagements, what are their availability now, how much they are being utilized, how much we can book them for the new projects, things like that. This all is present in the schedule board. And just want to highlight, the same schedule board is also being used in other Dynamics modules like customer service. Customer service is using this schedule board. It is also called Universal Resource Schedule Board, Universal Resource Scheduling. In field services also is utilizing the same Universal Resource Scheduling. It is one of the module that Microsoft is clubbing under different work stream under dynamic in the dynamics, and it is quite useful and quite rich. The next thing I want to show you is what about the team members? Yeah, this is all we are seeing from sales point of view, from project manager point of view. What about the team members? What they can perform, what they can do. And now this is an important thing. Let me Okay, so this is an important thing from the team member point of view. And this team member thing is also covered, and we actually have another different app which Microsoft has actually in the recent license changes and the in the last upgrade, they have given this new app which is a separate team members app, and it comes under a different license also. It gives you the option to uh, to roll out to your team members, and team members can perform the functions like reporting the actual time. When they're working on a project, they will of course uh, submit their time sheet that okay, I spent 8 hours today, I spent 5 hours yesterday. What was the time that I spent on your project? This they can capture using this app. And when they are assigned to a project, they will start seeing that project in this drop down. So all they have to do is mention how many hours they work and select the date and just save that. So this is a separate app for team members. You don't need to create a different app for them. And beside that, they can capture the expenses also. Like for example, they were at a customer, they paid for the parking, and this according to the contract, you can bill your customer for those expenses. They can upload their expenses, will attach the receipts, and then that will become part of your invoice that you are going to send to your customer. So all these things are part of a separate app, as I said. And the good thing with this app is you can even use it on your mobile phones. Any mobile phone like Samsung, sorry, Android-based my phone or Apple, Microsoft is giving you the apps that works on all the popular mobile phones operating systems. So people don't even need to come onto a website or open a browser. Think about from your team members' point of view. They might be on site. They might be on the road. They're doing certain inspections or doing their job. They will not need to worry about open a browser and do their time sheets. They can just launch the app from their mobile phones. They can submit their timesheets on the run, and that's it. You will receive the time, and the project managers can then do rest of the process. They can approve it, or if they want to bill it to the customers, they can do that. So this is very briefly the project services module, which is in Dynamics. And let's see what is next in the slides. If anyone has any question, please feel free. You can type it in the chat, and we will take the questions in the end. All right. So I mentioned you can customize the features that are not standard, that are not part of PSA. And uh, why I say that, because this entire PSA thing, Dynamics, which we also call a first party app. It is coming from Microsoft, but it is all built on Microsoft Power Platform. So all the forms that we saw, the app that we saw was a model driven app. The processes that it is using is based on Microsoft Flow, which is now is called Power Automate. Power BI for the reporting, we will see that we will be using the Power BI. And if we know that on top of everything, not on top of everything, underneath everything at the foundation, we have the layer called common data service. So we don't have the database anymore. We don't. We are calling it a common data service. All this data that we saw, projects related, or your resources related, sales data, or your timesheets, everything is part of your common data service. And once it is in the common data service, you can utilize the Power Platform to customize it the way you want. For example, you want to add a field. You can add a field in the entity. If you want a different form layout, you can change the form layout in using in the Power Apps. Things like that. If you have a different process, you can change using the flow. So this is all based on Power Platform, and if you want to customize, Power Platform is providing you all this thing. What is next? So this is the second part of my session, and I just noticed there were a few sessions in even Dani, who is doing the moderation for this, also covered the Agile methodology for us in the previous session. And there was a full 1 hour session from Neil Benson also in on Scrum, on Scrum certifications, and why it is important. So think in the current scenario. I mean, if I've been talking about this thing 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, people might take it differently. They might not relate it to what we are talking about. Why we can't go with the waterfall projects anymore. But look at the current situation. We have so much uncertainty. We can't go into 2 months of planning, 3 months of requirements gathering, and then we come to know that the project is going on hold for 2 months. And then when we'll come back, uh, the requirements are changed. We agreed on delivering apples, but now the customer is saying, I need oranges. Thing like that. So the agile is giving us the benefit. We can plan in small chunks. We can do continuous cycles of delivery. We can divide the entire big project into small pieces, and we can deliver in small iterations. And this is the model which allows you to do more collaboration. Also, your developer will be involved from the beginning. You will be talking to your customer almost every week, if not daily. You will be engaging in your daily stand-ups with your team almost daily basis. So I mean, this is the perfect fit in the current scenario. I mean, we can't risk in today's uncertain time, especially in the things that has been changing is going to a pattern now. We all will be planning less and executing more, and will target a small goals and go into the iterations, or whatever kind of project we are doing. We are doing a dynamics implementation, or we are doing any kind of project. So what we can do for Agile and PSA. I have a demo for you. So let me go back to the browser. So what I have done is I have created one project, and I will quickly jump onto that to save time, and will show you what I'm saying, what we can do in Agile. So now, from Microsoft point of view, the tool that we use for scheduling, everyone knows that it is Microsoft project, right? We have been using this for last 30 years, and this Microsoft project keeps evolving. And we were used to build a complex work breakdown structure in waterfall methodology, but now because of the push in agile practice in Scrum and all that, Microsoft is actually giving us this facility also. Let me show you what I'm saying. So I'll open this project that I created as a sample, and I'll open the schedule. And from the schedule, what I will do, I will open this schedule, this ugly looking schedule, into MS Project. So this is the good thing. This is all integrated. When you open the project from your PSA, it will be open in your You can use Microsoft Project, which is the one of the most popular tool in the project managers community. So they can still utilize the same tool for doing the scheduling. But what about this agile thing? What is there now? What we can do? So let this get loaded completely. So the new thing which came just recently, not just recently in 2000, at the end of the 2018, Microsoft released this feature which allows you to do your project schedule in sprints using the agile methodology. And same we can use here in PSA because PSA is utilizing MS projects. This is a good thing. So to do that, what we will do, first thing, manage sprints. You can divide, you can define your sprints from here. You can select, okay, your sprint cycle will be 2 weeks long. You can add your sprints from here. You can give a name to your sprint just to make it easy to understand. Okay, the sprint one, we will be talking about user registration. In sprint two, we will do rooms booking. Sprint three, we will be talking about or delivering the solution for resource utilization. Sprint four is for the integration. So I first divide, I identify how many sprints I have got. This could be unlimited. This will go as your project go. This will end when your project end. So after you define the sprints, the next thing I want to do is get into the view where I can do sprint planning. So we have got a sprint planning board here now. So anything that we also call the backlog, the requirements that we are capturing will come here, and then we will assign it to the sprints. Okay, we are going to do this board approval in the sprint one. Okay, let's move it to the sprint one. Okay, let's assign a resource to this. It's easy. I can do that from here. So let's assign, I just have single resource. So I just assign it to myself, this task. What else? There are different sprints. I have identified from the backlog that which item will go into which sprint. And this is an easy way to do to do in agile way, right? If you have new requirements that are part of your backlog, you can capture them here. Right, so I can capture a new requirement here easily. And then if I don't know when is going to be delivered, I can't assign it to the sprint. I can leave it into the backlog without a sprint. What else? There are views present here. I can see what is in my current sprint because I selected the start date as today, 4th of April, for my sprint planning. So the first sprint is starting from today, and it will go for 2 weeks, which is 17th of April. And in those 2 weeks, I saw that in my sprint one, I was having these tasks and how it is looking like. I can go and see that in the current sprint view. So I can see, okay, these are the tasks. Okay, what we are doing in this sprint, we are developing something, we are designing something, we are capturing the requirements, and we have put three different buckets here. One is for the done, what is completed. Let's move it here. What is in the progress? It is present here. In the next step, what is upcoming, but it is part of this sprint is present here. Okay, let's say that design is completed. What I will do, I'll just drag and drop it into the done, and it will be marked as completed. Think like if I'm doing this activity with my team members, how easy it is. It will solve so many issues. If I say that, okay, now someone is starting develop some of the features, I just move it across here. If the resource is assigned, I will start seeing the person is working on this, and this is the in progress item. This is one of the thing which is part of MS project, and it is very recent. Not many people know about that who are Agile fan. and they go with different tool set, but Microsoft is also providing us this facility. All right, so there are different other views also. We can just see overall all the different tasks, part of different sprints. We can see all them together. We can mark them as completed, in progress, or next. All right, so this is what I want to show you. If I publish my changes, if I save my changes, it will be published into the PSA, and it is all centralized. And next time when I open that, or any of my team members or anyone in my organization will see this progress. Nobody has to share the files or email the files or upload it somewhere. It is all connected. It is on entire single system. All right, so let's see what is next in the slides. Okay, this is the last area that I want to capture. Get more productive and effective with what? With no other tool but Microsoft Teams. We are using Teams. Everyone is connected. See, we are sitting in different parts of the world, but we are doing a very good communication. You can see myself. You can see myself. You can see what screen I'm working on. And what if I bring this business application, this PSA, as part of your Teams? It will be a next level. People will not even need to navigate, open a browser, launch an app, work on something. They will start seeing the business application, things about their project, their documentation that they are doing, their collaboration thing, all under one platform, which is Teams, which is nowadays normal thing. I start my day with Microsoft Teams. I end my day with Microsoft Teams. This is the reality, and this is going to stay. I don't know how long, but I think it's going to stay forever until anything better than this take over. So what we can do in Teams, there are two different aspects. One is you are coordinating with cross-functional people who are not part of Dynamics. They are not Dynamics user. They are finance people, or they are different your contractors who are working on your projects with you, or they are your customers. You want to coordinate with them. You can bring some of those features into Team, and they can start leveraging on that. I'll show you shortly. And another aspect is for the Dynamics users, the people who are part of your team, your colleagues and your PMO, or the people sitting in the PMO and you are a project manager, or even your team members. So all of them can work together using Teams, and the Teams will become a platform to show you the business application that we just saw. How to do that is mentioned in the link below. I will when you will get the slide, you will get the link also. You can see how we can do that. But for the sake of time, for the demo, I already have configured few things, and I had one incident in the past where I tried to do the thing on the Teams live into the session, and it actually crashes the meeting. So I'm not going to do that now. But what I want to show is very quickly. See, this is a Dynamics 365 app, which is part of your Microsoft Teams. And when you want to do that, what you want to do is go to the apps, search for Dynamics 365. If I click that, it will ask me to install. And once I install that, it will start appearing here. And after adding this app, what I have to do is very simple. Two field settings only, two fields. Number one, I have to select which environment that I'm connected to and which app I'm connected to, and that's it. After doing that, if I go to my dashboard, I start seeing the entire app that I was seeing in the browser. And I haven't built a different app for it. It's the same app. It's the same feature that you were seeing in the browser. And it is all because of the unified interface. That is another Microsoft thing. And it's another reason why you should upgrade your apps to unified interface, because you can then host it in the Teams also, which is very important these days. And if I want to navigate onto the different parts into Dynamics, I can easily just inside Teams, I can do that. I'm sharing a screen with you. Very simply, you guys can also jump on if you're in my organization, and if you're a Dynamics user, you can start seeing the same interface, same stuff, and we can all work together. What else? What else we can do? Now, this is one team that I created for this project that we were looking at before. And in this team, we know this is the very common post, files, wiki. What I did is I added another tab. From here, I selected Dynamics. And when I did that, it asked few basic things. I'm not going to do that again because I don't want to risk to break this meeting at this stage. Uh, but once we do that, look at it. This project, the entire project for which I created this team, the entire record is present here. I don't have to navigate away. I don't have to open any other thing. Risk register I can maintain from here. Just while open the team from here, I see a channel, and from here I can just maintain my risk register. I want to look at the schedule. I can look at the schedule in the Teams itself, or I can launch MS Project again just by clicking this button. All this is part of Microsoft Teams. Another feature I want to show you, which is the last thing before we take the questions, is your files. Now this is a co-authoring tool. So when we were looking at the project, in the project we had a group integrated with that, with this project. So every project I have configured that every project will create its own group. And the reason I did that is see is playing something funny, asking me to log in, but I will not do that. I don't want to risk to break the meeting. So, but there is a group behind it. And if the group is present, what I can do, I can upload the files in that group, and I can edit the files from here. So your external users, your third party contractors, your customers, all they can come, they can contribute in the files here together with you, and they can get into discussions with you. They can work onto the documents together, and all that into one tool, which is Microsoft Teams. This is the last part that I want to show you. And that's it. So summary, we saw that project services, it provides end-to-end coverage. Whether you are doing a project delivery for your customers, or whether you are a PMO, you are doing internal projects for your organization, it covers all the different scenarios. You can do all different sorts of project management things. Then we saw that Agile, if you are into a project which involves Agile planning, you want to do a Scrum planning, you want to do sprint plannings, you can also do that. And not only it is supported, it is recommended these days. In the last, we saw that how to do collaboration and communication on MS Teams. And that's it. Any questions?
Well done, Faraz. Well done. Nice presentation. Look, I have a couple of questions. I actually have one question from Naveen. Asking if you have any advice on connecting Dynamics 365 transactional data to Power BI.
To Power BI, yes, of course.
Yes.
So Dynamics 365 data, as we saw, that is all in CDS. So what we have to do is when we are developing Power BI, we have to connect to the data source, which is Common Data Service. And once we do that, it means we can pull all the entities into the data set into the Power BI. Now, see, this is in the scenario where you are required to build your own custom apps in the Power BI. There might be scenarios that can be covered by utilizing the Microsoft provided Power BI content. You can download it ready to use content, ready to use reports built on top of Power BI, and it is connected to your CDS, and you can just deploy it in your tenant. So yes, of course, we can connect to Power BI.
Thank you,
Do
Faraz.
I?
Great session.
Any other question we have? We
Not in
have
the chat.
three.
I only had one more, if that's all right, right? Because you presented
Sure.
Agile as well. Can you connect Dynamics 365 to DevOps, for example, Azure DevOps, or it's not there yet?
No, it's not there yet. But
Right.
yeah, see, when I'm saying no, um, I mean, in today's world, it is very hard to convince anyone anything is not possible. Anything is
Yeah.
possible these days, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even for DevOps, we can utilize Microsoft Flow, connect to your DevOps environment,
Yeah.
pick those
Mhm.
tasks, and then populate those tasks in your project because those projects are also in the CDS. Then why not? You have an
Yeah.
integration with your DevOps also.
Yeah. 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 Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's it. We just on time, I think. So I'll stop the recording now. Well done. Thank you
Thank
all for
you.
joining and stay safe, all right?
And and don't forget to fill out the survey.
Yeah, good reminder. Thank you.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
all. Bye.